Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video we have a few different things to cover. We're going to be talking about the devs being vocal again, to some lies that have been floating around the community, to even some new potential stuff that's coming in the game from a cryptic message. But by the end of this video you guys will understand everything that I'm talking about. But just quickly, if you guys are looking to get better at Apex, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there we have top level coaches creating the best, most highly informative guides that are all site exclusive, so you will not find them anywhere else. We got legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews, and much more. So if you're really looking to take your Apex game to the next level, click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, or I'll take all your light switches. But okay, let's jump into the news here. And the first thing that I want to talk about is something that's getting me personally very excited, and that is the Respawn devs are being vocal with us again. Now, for those of you who don't know, when Apex first came out, the dev team was actually very upfront about changes that were being made and why they were being made. We also got these really long patch notes with each of the legends potentially being touched up because they all needed to be balanced. They also used to even host dev streams, and those dev streams were amazing. It got everybody hyped for the new season. It showed them a little bit of an inside look on what Respawn was doing. But one day that all kind of suddenly stopped. We stopped getting the dev streams, we stopped getting the massive updates, and we stopped getting a little bit of vocalization from Respawn. Now, there are multiple reasons as to why they would do this, but we aren't 100% sure which one is actually true. Now, one is they could be tired of the online harassment that the dev teams was getting. Hideouts is a perfect example of this because he isn't actually technically a dev. He doesn't actually work on the game. All he does is ban cheaters, and he gets death threats and his family gets death threats from people that play the game. Now, these are just the screenshots of the ones that he's shown. Imagine the ones that he hasn't shown. So you can kind of understand why they are a little bit hesitant to be online and kind of active with the community if they're going to be receiving threats like that. But now the second reason is that could be all of the dev team changes. Now, most of the original dev team that made Apex has left Respawn, and it's basically, in quotations, new people. Now, some of these new people have been working on the game for a while, but for the most part the original dev team is just non-existent anymore. And with these new people there could be new goals in mind, and the dev streams may just be kind of on the back burner. And that's potentially number 3, is they just don't have the time. Respawn is technically a small company for the size of the game that they are running. They might not want to divert manpower to these things when they could just have them working on bugs or other potential stuff for the game as well. It kind of does make sense when you think about it like that. Like, if Respawn doesn't have the manpower to be making all these dev streams and they don't want to divert attention to it, it might not be a number 1 priority for them. But now I don't think number 3 is actually the right answer, because it seems like the devs are actually starting to become upfront about changes again. They're actually starting to slowly vocalize a lot of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Now, a perfect example of that is at the start of season 14, we did see an increase to the levels. And with that, a lot of players were a little bit upset because there was a new bug that introduced where you were not getting any rewards for leveling up. It was a super annoying bug, but the dev team was actually consistently vocal about them looking into it. We were constantly getting updates about how they were still working on it. And then when they did get a fix and it came into the game, we did hear a massively detailed post about it. They talked about the reason that it happened, they talk about the fixes, and they talk about prevention in the future. So with this, we are actually seeing a glimpse into the past of old Respawn and how they used to handle these types of fixes, and it actually makes me very excited for the future of Apex with bug changes, because the dev team is actually possibly communicating with the player base again and not just keeping us in the dark. But now we can move on to our second topic today, and that is the Flatline Battle Pass recolor. Now, this has been a very hot topic swirling around a lot lately, and we have talked about this in the past, but there is still a lot of people that are very confused about it. And people still seem to think that this is in the game and it's coming very soon. But multiple leakers say that there is literally zero evidence of it being in the files. It does not exist in the game. Kral Rindo, Garrett, everyone like that has no idea what these people are talking about when they mention this Battle Pass recolor. Now, I'm pretty sure that the reason that people still think that it's in the game is because there are pictures like this one floating around the internet right now. And these are actually fake models that someone has made. They're fan recolors. This is not actually a gun that's in the files or a skin that's in the files. It is just somebody made this because they thought it was cool. Now, does that mean that the Battle Pass Flatline recolor is not coming back at all? Well, no, not actually. It is still potential that the skin comes back. Probably not in the same exact way as people think it is. It probably won't just be a recolor. They'll probably have to change the model a little bit, but they'll probably just keep the iron sights. The iron sights are really the only thing that people go for. Yeah, it is a cool looking skin, but you really want the iron sights. But on top of that, Respawn has has stated that they don't want to add pay-to-win skins in the game anymore, so that adds a little bit of doubt in my mind if they'll actually bring it back or not. Now again, this is not 100%, but as of right now, it is not in the files, it does not exist, so we can just leave it at that. But now let's talk about our third topic of the day, and that is the Seer Town Takeover / Heirloom. Now we all know that Loba is getting her heirloom next. It's been teased by a lot of people, including very well-known leaker Ezra RC. She's been in her Discord sharing images and gifs of fans, and it's pretty much confirmed at this point that Loba is getting her War Fan heirloom. But with Loba being basically confirmed to getting hers next, that leads to the question who is next in line, and it might be Seer. Now this tweet was sent out by Osvaltador. I probably said that wrong, I do apologize, but this is the guy who leaked all of these season 14 changes early, so he does have some credibility. Now this tweet is kind of weird and vague, and it's just kind of like riddle me this Batman, but it does talk about how weird it would be for Seer to get a town takeover and an heirloom in 2 seasons. So what that could mean is it is possible that we do see a Seer town takeover this season. They have done in the past where they flipped the town takeovers to match what they need to do with the lore. But now next season we are getting the new moon map. This was something that was leaked all the way back in March when we saw the big leak of all the weapons and all the legends that was coming, but we also did see some playtesting of the moon map, and there has been some speculation that this map is going to be the moon that you see get blown up in the Seer cinematic trailer. Now if that actually is the case, and that is actually the moon that we saw, it could coincide with his lore to have it next season be kind of Seer season, where this season we get the town takeover to kind of tease the lore a little bit of next season, then next season we get the moon map and that's all Seer's lore, and then we get Seer's heirloom to kind of tie it all in a nice pretty bow. But if I'm being completely honest, I have no idea where I would even begin to think of a Seer heirloom. There really isn't a whole lot of lore on him. You gotta remember that Seer was technically a filler character. They just kind of made him up on the spot in order to get a legend out for that season because the legend that they had planned for that season wasn't ready. But I'm also not 100% sure if Seer is getting the town takeover this season, because there were leaks a while ago about a potential Bangalore town takeover, and we haven't gotten that yet, and that has been in the files for a while. So me personally, I thought the Bangalore town takeover was coming this season, but again, like I said, they have flipped the town takeovers to match what they need for the lore, so it's potential that they put Bangalore's town takeover on hold for a bit while they work out this Seer lore to get him an heirloom. But I just want to be very clear with this one, guys. This is 100% pure speculation. Other than the tweet from Oz, we literally know nothing about it. There haven't been confirmation from any other leakers, any other sources, so do take this with a tiny bit of caution. I just thought it was really interesting, and I do like to speculate a little bit, so I wanted to share it with you guys. But now I have a question for you, the community. If you had a choice, would you rather have a Bangalore town takeover or a Seer town takeover this season? Me personally, I would like a Seer town takeover. I think it'd be really cool if like kind of in the middle of it, there was like a button that activated a giant Seer ult, and everyone inside the building was revealed. But to make sure that it wasn't super overpowered, it also revealed whoever hit the button as well, so there was some trade-off with it. I think it'd be kind of funny and be really cool in the game and just add a little bit of fun to pub games. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And with all this being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did and you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.